Right, back again. I've got this view I did last year probably. It's a view of the walking along the salt marshes to Wivenhoe from Alresford, looking out across the other side of the Brightling Sea estuary. Brightling Sea is to the left in Clacton, to the right is Colchester. A very simple type of view, very simple to do in watercolour, but I don't know how simple it's going to be with acrylic. I struggled with the last one, which I finished about half an hour ago. Right, okay, let's clear the decks. Sky, let's, what I've done, I've primed my paper, ordinary Fabriano that I use for watercolour. It's a super surface for all watercolour paper, super surface for acrylic or oil, but I've painted on some burnt sienna with quite a bit of the varnish I use, or PVA glue, whatever you want to use, same stuff. And it's dry. I've dried it with a hairdryer. Just clean my palette. Usual palette, with the exception of black substituted for the Payne's Grey and burnt sienna. I use a lot of burnt sienna, but burnt sienna is very, very similar to the light red, but they are different. But anyway, oh yes, the other one I use yellow ochre instead of raw sienna. It's a stronger colour for this. That's all you need to know. 15 by 12, 15 by 11 inches for this here. Got my copyright notice here, but you'll see that in the top right hand corner of the video there's a logo that I put on, and it's got on all my videos. You do one and the whole lot get changed, which is lovely. So that is unique to me. Nobody else can pinch it and pass it off as their own because they can't remove it. Remove the icon, that is, as far as I know. Right, okay, let's crack on. So nice sky. The reason I use the burnt sienna is a good neutral colour. When I work on hardboard, that's a neutral colour too. It doesn't need it doesn't need painting with a colour. It's already got its own colour. But this painting on white, anything you put on a white surface looks dark by contrast. So you tend to lighten it, and in the end you've got a picture that's too light. But working on a mid-tone, you can go either way, lighter or darker. So let's. I'm going to use my medium. I've got it mixed up in this. Well, I haven't mixed up. I'm just going to pour it out in it. It's from a tin of household acrylic varnish, matte varnish. Great. It seals the surface now. So what I put on there now stays on the top and doesn't soak into the paper. The sky was, well, let's see what we can do with the sky. Shall we have a bit of blue, a bit of black, a lot of white. We can work, at least this is a bit of alizarin maybe. Whatever I put on, I can change. This is my basic cloud colour. As we come down to the foreground, we can lighten. With quite a low horizon on this. Ooh. Oh, I can always print that off again. So that's about the horizon, but nice and light there when I get round to it. So all the time, blue and black, which would have been Payne's Grey. Darker this side, so with a bit of alizarin, bit of black. So one darker cloud. Ooh, that's a bit darker, isn't it? Okay, well whatever I put on there is going to get changed anyway. So blue to the right. I think it was looking towards Rowhedge, which is the other side of the Colne estuary, which runs into the Brightling Sea estuary, which is all part of the Blackwater estuary. So this will be the background. A bit too dark, but hey, we're going to change that. And then we've got some blue bluey trees in the background here. On this left hand side, it's just a clump of trees. A lot of trees, the footpath is behind a lot of this. But it's just, I painted it more or less from memory of having walks down there with ever increasing pace as we near the pub, the Rose and Crown. I think Rose and Crown on the quay at Wivenhoe. Right, let's put in some bit of water there. Alright, okay, we've got nice sky colour in here. Oh, grey, bluey grey. All marshes. Just killing the canvas. I'm going to paint these. Terry Harrison, if you ever look at his work, he's a brilliant demonstrator. He uses sponges with his acrylic and his stay wet palette. I've seen some of his demonstrations at our art club years ago. Oh, they were packed. He was such a good demonstrator. Great fun. Right, let's put some grasses. And just as a aid memoir, because that's going to be going up there. Right, a bit of dark green. Put that in there. The tree there, bit of a right, salt marshes across here. One at the back. I always listen to them with headphones. I like to listen to LBC radio. Give them a plug because they're superb news station. Current affairs, phone-ins, and it's gone nationwide now, that's the UK, and it's doing very well, and we've had particularly interesting politics at the moment with Scotland, people in Scotland having a referendum to leave the Union or stay. So things very interesting. So the politics and the talk has all been about all of that. And LBC gives everybody's view. Do I like it? Also, I've learnt that whatever point of view you have, there are 3 other people that have a completely different view. So to that extent, it's good. Right, okay. That looks good, doesn't it? Change my brush, I'll give that a bit of a soak. Right, let's put in some. I'll just clean the palette a little bit. I want to try and do this one in one go because I'm getting hungry, and I've got the 2 I did this morning uploading, and I want to go and have some grub. The wife made a lovely pot of vegetable stew, which is lovely. That ferrule there is busted. I've flattened it a couple of times to hold the bristles in the ferrule, but it's broken. But it's sure it's going to be 12, 15 years old. Right, let's go in with some nice sky colour, yellow ochre and a bit of red, a bit of alizarin. So let's get that in. So the sky is coming this way. There's nothing to stop you from leaving some of that burnt sienna showing through. It's a good technique. I think it's Bertha Morisot, great lady impressionist, used a lot of the canvas, the ground colour showing through, and it was absolutely beautiful. Right, that's a nice fast moving sky. You need plenty of warm in your skies. White you don't put in. You will use the white to make your light colour mixes. This is coming from over Clacton way. And I'll get that nice and light on that horizon there. Bring that through there. Okay. Right, now I'm going to use the alizarin crimson and the blue. A bit of that ochre in there as well for my clouds, or my little scudding clouds going across the sky. A bit darker. Right, now we want some a bit more overhead there. Right, now we can put some lights back. Just clean off that palette a bit. I'll show you my palette. It's an absolute mess, but it's busy. It's busy. Work is being done. Oh, I'll put a brush in there. It was clean. Silly me. Right. I've got plenty of brushes, so have a look at that. Brushes everywhere. I tell you, that's only there because I want to give it away. It's redundant now. It's got a preview box with it. It works perfectly well. It's got a good video in it. Player anyway. But it's obsolete. And flat screen tellers are so cheap now. Right, okay, let's get in white, ochre, red, load of white. Right, let's just get this in. Get some in there. Put that light back in there, and the water just in the estuary, just going up there. Oh, I don't want any straight edge, any clean edges. We want all blending, merging. Right, okay, that's all right. I'll go back over that. Right, there we are, we've got some sort of sky there, haven't we? Let's just... Right, no blue. It was a bright day, but it was a bit overcast. But I think that's what I'm painting anyway. Better that you let these things dry than otherwise you get your hard edges. Right, well, I think probably a bit of dark. Right, let's go into these trees. Clean the brush. So blue background to the trees. Bit of ochre, bit of alizarin, bit of white. Don't want them too dark. This just goes to show some distant trees behind the brighter trees. Just an illusion. Let's put that back. Right, that's it. Dark enough to put in a couple of yachts. Right, now get some nice dark yellow. Now it's dark enough. So it's black, burnt sienna. Right, okay, let that go. Let's get some shadow in there. Bit of blue, bit of red, mixed in with that. Some nice dark in here now. I'll put some trunks in that. We've got this is the green, mud and grass is sticking out above the water. And we've got a sort of bank all the way across here. Right, I can go over the top of that with the estuary, but I want some lighter greens. Right. So we put in these grey greens. Show some lights going up into those shallow areas of the trees. So that brush is getting a bit difficult to use now for the moment. But all the brushes have different uses. When the hair starts sticking out the back, that's good for doing random grasses, but it's not so good for doing that. So let's plenty of white in with that yellow. Right, then burnt sienna, green, black. I'll put some greys in there as well. And I'll put some darks in here, some warm darks. Bit of sienna, bit of black, warm. Right, nice. Bit of sienna, yeah, ochre in with that. Plenty of colours. Showing the tops, catching a bit of light there. Get some more darks. So a bit of reflection. And I'll put more light in there. So let's, I won't use my nice rigger, my good rigger, my watercolour one, but we could put in some bleached trees. Right, give me some darker trunks there. Oops, don't like that. Look at that. Well, I'll go over some brighter leaves when that's dried off a bit. Right, now I'm going to do some light in the water now. Nice white, off-white. Get those colours in the water, but be careful if you use alizarin, it's extremely strong. Right. I know LBC that I listen to, London Broadcasting Corporation, is listened to by quite a few American people on digital, online. I've been listening to LBC for over 40 years, almost since it first started. With George Gale. I'm not a great lover of music when I work, although I was listening to some music on YouTube when I was recording last year, I think it was. And I thought I'd turn my radio down to such an extent, but apparently not. YouTube picked it up and I only got done for copyright infringement. So now I listen on headphones, and somebody else complained that they didn't, if I listened on the radio, because I don't think this is copyright with talk radio, they were disturbed by it. Then somebody complained that I didn't tell them when I was going to use my hairdryer. They blew their ears out of the water. Can't win. Right, just tone that down a little bit there, because that is distant. Right. Now that goes uphill there, so I've got to do something about that. Right, let that go for a minute. See if I go sneeze. I just want to put a bit of shadow in here. Right, go back with some leaves here. I'll stipple, I think. Shows some catching the light, because it's quite a spring day, isn't it? Well, that's all right. Now I'm going to put a bit of dark in there, black and sienna, don't want it jet black, it's just a shadow. Put some stipple stuff in there. Shadow. Oh, excuse me. Getting over a bit of a cough. Right. Now, very carefully, you've got to get that horizon down there. Right, I'm going to do something about that. That probably needs just a bit of light on it there, so it doesn't contrast with those trees there. Right, okay. I've got to do some more grasses now. Oh dear. A big brush. Blow my nose. That's all you want to hear on the video, isn't it? Yep, let's take rough with the smooth. Right, I've got this large, long-haired inch flat, which is a great brush for doing grasses and stuff, but we want some dark greens there. There's some lovely samphire here. Shadow stuff here. Right, now I want to put in some colours in that, so I'll use a bit of burnt sienna and a bit of ochre, a bit of dark. I think I need some light back in there, just a little bit. Water gets into the ferrule. Okay. In the light. Soften that. Now, a bit of white. What else? Got a lot of boats, yachts and things going up here. My niece and her husband have got a boat up there, up at the moored at Brighton Seal, Wivenhoe. But very, very beautiful, and I love it. I love going there, seeing this. Oops, well, not quite that. I've got to go and put that blue back there now. There it is there. I'm going, I've seen double it. No, muck it up. The rigger probably not a suitable tool for that. I'll use this short, flat, and just get that in there. Well, I reckon we can do a bit of dark here. Alright, that'll do. I don't think I really want to do much more than that. I can put some voids. Well, there we go, a simple acrylic. Let's put a mount on that. Let's take that off. I don't know what mount would be better, the light or the dark one, but we'll have a look. See if we've got anything going for it. Oops. Get the horizon straight. Well, I don't know, not bad for a beginner. Okay, let's bring this camera around. Well, there we are. Oh dear. I'll zoom in. So that's looking out over the Colne estuary. The Colne goes into Colchester. Should I put a figure in that? What do you reckon? Yeah, let's give him a white shirt. Let's put a little figure in. That's a little brush. No, it's got to be red, hasn't he? It's got to be red. Now I've got a bit of vermilion here. Put a little tiny touch just for the figure, because it'll sing. Well, it should do. Goes to greens. So I'll put a figure here. Blue trousers. Put a sort of a bit of a hat. Okay, that's all good. Oh, I didn't sign it, did I? Oh, sorry. I'll sign it and then I'm going to go back and have a quick look. Quick shufty at it. And I'll go and have my soup. Right, there we go. So these things give scale to the whole scene. It's not a great picture or anything, but it was as quick as I could do this sort of painting. Right, let's come out. I just want to get it all nice and square for you. Right, well there you are. Essex and the Brightling Sea Estuary, or the Colne Estuary, Brightling Sea Estuary is further out. Salt marshes, incoming tide at Brightling Sea. Wivenhoe. Thanks for watching. Bye bye.